Alright, so we just got a global Dokkan data download for the next celebration coming, and as expected, it is a Dokkan Fest Kale. I mean, it was already officially announced, everything like that, obviously. And we have a couple of units that are coming. In fact, I didn't even bring up this guy. We'll talk about him in a bit here, but let's just talk about everything that's going on, right? So first and foremost, I guess since we're talking about it, this guy does actually release in 4 days. We'll just talk about him real quick. LR Hatchiyack does release as part of Battlefield. Solid unit. Right now he doesn't have the potential where he can get the strongest he can. He gets 20% reduction. Then he can get up to an additional 20% reduction if there's a pure hybrid Saiyan enemy. He has a giant form that can be activated if there's a pure hybrid enemy, or under 80% HP, right? But the important thing about this is that him being able to have that giant form means that he can cancel super attacks and AoEs potentially. This giant form, I'm not sure if it shows us how long the giant form actually would last. I mean, if we go here, I think I should be able to see. Yeah, how long does this giant form potentially last here? It lasts for 1 turn, so it is only a 1 turn transformation. So you technically may not be able to cancel all the AoEs and super attacks, because it's a possibility that the enemy doesn't super attack you within the giant form single turn. But it is still a very powerful ability to have. And we really just need the pure Saiyans, or hybrid Saiyan enemies. So hopefully next month for Worldwide we get something like that. This Hatchiyack could be pretty interesting for villains. He has a nice villain link set, big bad bosses. Actually, no, I thought he had Thirst for Conquest, but no. Okay, never mind. Well, big bad bosses, Fear and Faith, Legendary Power, even Tough as Nails. I think Ma Jr. has Tough as Nails, right? Yeah, see, so like, with Ma Jr., he could share big bad bosses, Tough as Nails, which is pretty good amount of links right there. That's good for villains, right? Now, we'll talk about Kale herself, AGL Kale. Now, AGL Kale is a very strong unit. I think that people think of AGL Kale like your general unit that doesn't get help, and sucks, kind of, because they don't get help, I guess. Like, I say sucks, but, you know, they're not actually like bad, but I think you guys kind of get the point. Compared to other Dokkan Fest TUR releases, like, you know, Kale, is not like Super 17 level bad, or I don't think she's as, you know, like, I'd say she's a lot better than Turles, for example, right? I think that, you know, a lot better than Trunks overall as a character, right? In terms of what she's able to provide to the team. Now, the thing about Kale is that, again, this is the biggest part of her before she transforms for the first few turns, where she does need a Universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. And then additionally, Super Saiyan 2 Kale, she needs a Universe 6 category ally attacking the same turn as well. Against, well, if we're talking about just Berserk Kale, what happens here is that she gets a great chance to do another additional super. She gets a huge stat boost of 160% attack and defense, which is very important, because she has this multiplicative defense raise, and with each super attack she does, she gets up to 60% reduction. Technically, without a Universe 6 category ally, she could triple super. It's just not really as likely as if she had that extra 70% chance to do an additional super attack, obviously. And each super attack she does can proc this high chance. So having this great chance that could potentially proc the high chance, and then it could also potentially proc the hidden potential system chance, it definitely does matter. So you definitely want to try and get that great chance as much as possible. But the issue is that while like Transformation Boost has a lot of very strong, I think, slot 1 units that you could use. You know, Orange Piccolo could definitely sit in slot 1 for the first 3 turns at the bare minimum. Angel Gohan, once you can stack up with him, he could sit in slot 1 pretty comfortably with this guard. Going to Frieza early on could sit comfortably slot 1. Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, a really good slot 1 unit. We have even this Vegeta, past the first turn, assuming he keeps his guard, the first 3 turns he could be another nice little strong slot 1 option. God Goku, or especially early on, even like later in the fight, I think he always is able to be a nice slot 1 option as well. There's just a lot of characters you can use, even the TUR Golden Frieza, right? To allow Kale to sit in slot 2 and flourish pretty well. The issue that comes with this is that none of these characters are Universe 6 characters at all. None of them are Universe 6 characters. Even like the blue fusions, right? On the turn 4 guaranteed evasion, like it doesn't matter because none of them were characters that can be Universe 6 instead of slot 1 for her to get her full passive. So you would need like a Universe 6 unit floating, and then you need 3 Universe 6 units floating essentially if you kind of want to set up rotations like that, where you have like Kale plus a slot 1 unit and then 3 Universe 6 characters floating. But it's like your LR Kale and Caulifla, we're talking about them, but they're fine. Tag Kale and Caulifla, and then who else? Like everyone else is pretty bad, right? Universe 6 is in a bad spot. We need a very strong slot 1 Universe 6 character. And then what could happen is that we could build like 2 Universe 6 rotations, and then we could dip into the like the floaters or something like that with a lot of these characters, right? Maybe full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku might not be able to work on that team anymore, but you know, again, the blue fusions or just Piccolo, Joe, or Gohan, even LR Gods, or there's a lot of options that could potentially work like that, which would be really, really good. My fingers are crossed that this Kale and this Caulifla are going to easy JP next week, but we'll see about that. But I think Kale is still really good. If you do get LR Kale and Caulifla, they are able to allow her to transform on turn 4. And if you keep them as a rotation, actually, that works pretty well. I think Super Saiyan 2 Kale, like once you get the Super Saiyan 2 Kale out, it's very disgusting. Her having to, if you have obviously Universe 6 character on the rotation, let's say LR Kale and Caulifla, I think at that point that rotation is able to work because this Kale is, I would say she's one of the better slot 1 units in the game, like unironically. I think people don't understand how good she is. Like her defense can get quite high in slot 1, like around 700k even, just like slot 1 before she even supers. And then she gets super attack, get 30% defense with each super attack she does, medium chance to crit, that stacks. She does 2 attacks to have, unfortunately it's medium chances. If I was going to change anything, make this high chance, I think she's already more than good enough without it. And then she hits very hard. I think people don't understand that this Kale, even this Berserk Kale, could do a lot of damage. I find like this Berserk Kale could do like a 9 mil to a 10 mil into like a 11 mil into like a 12 mil or something like that if you have like a good like supported rotation with her potentially. This Super Saiyan 2 Kale could do very similar things, and then she has the built-in crit chance. She's a perfect guarding one slot 1 unit, right? Just very, very powerful. The thing you have to do right now is you need to have them set up with LR Kale and Caulifla, and it's kind of like wonky where you need to like float Kale off sometimes to get her on rotation with this unit, or float this unit off rotation, like protect Kale early on. Luckily, a lot of these bosses can be attack debuffed, but it could be an issue. This Kale can fred you up if you don't have the Universe 6 ally sometimes, and she like supers once, she can get obliterated very early on, right? That's the issue. That's the issue. The issue is not that her leader's gonna necessarily sucks, is that we need a Universe 6 slot 1 unit, and Universe 6 specifically is not that great. But our team overall is pretty good, I'd say. I think that's a misconception people have. But Kale could work, and Kale is very, very powerful. Now, we could take a look at the banner unit real quick. Frost and Frieza, which is actually just Final Form Frost. He is pretty bad. You can't really get his full passive sometimes. You need a Frieza here to get this greatly raised attack and defense. Like, having to have a Frieza in the turn is really dumb. It should just be a Frieza on the team, because in that sense, okay, well, in general, this should have been just like a Caulifla, but if it was a Frieza on the team, you could just throw LR going to Frieza on the team, and then this unit could potentially be buffing like Kale and stuff like that, right? Like transformation boost category allies 1 key 30%, that would help out the team. And then the extra stats to those Universe 6 Universe Survival Saga, right, that would help out Kale specifically. You know, it'd be another Universe 6 unit to have on the team. And then instead of like this, give him a high chance to dodge. Bam, easy. Who cares about this? Like this extra attack and the target enemy's debuffed, that doesn't matter. Give him just high chance to dodge. Like none of this extra attack or anything like that. Debuffing, who cares? High chance to dodge, please. And he would have been good, but no, he's not good. Like with all those changes without them, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it there. I mean, we know that Kale does release tomorrow night with the Frost. The banner itself, I have like all these tabs up, but I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is. So we'll go ahead and we'll close this, and then I'll keep this open still. The banner itself. We do have a character that is returning, which which is the Path to Power Kid Goku. This is the first time this character is going to be available again on a banner. I know a lot of people are going to be tempted to summon and do the discounts. I would even say the discounts you probably should just skip, because Kale's still not in a situation where she could truly flourish, I would say. And at this point, Kale is probably going to be returning on a banner. Like, because on JP, who was the last character that returned on the Strunks banner? It was the 17th. Kale literally is on the upcoming banner. That would be in October for JP. And I think that would... to be fair, that's going to be like January for global probably-ish, like around that time frame. But it's not too terribly long to wait, especially if that banner is like, let's say, Universe 6 character. Then it's like, okay, well, Universe 6 character with this Kale's returning, that'd be really good, but no confirmation on that. Kale would be a better unit to grab on a as a second unit on a better banner potentially. And like obviously the rest of this banner is not really great. No. Ginyu was okay, like he's solid, but you know, I wouldn't go on a way to be like, yeah, Ginyu, you gotta get Ginyu, right? Path to Power Kid Goku's a character here that I'm like, yeah, Path to Power Kid Goku, very useful. Even though I would say Kale's a better unit than him, he has a lot more usability right now in terms of his setups. At most red coins though, I mean, there will be a stat where you can get a guaranteed feature unit, but it's like, you guaranteed featured STR Kefla, then bam. Oh, I end up using like 95 stones that I could have put in the Worldwide Celebration banners, right? It's not worth it. No, I would not recommend summoning at all. Unless you're like a really big Kale fan. Like, I know, again, there are actually people in the community that are Kale fans, right? I know a lot of people, you know, hey, Kale and Caulifla. I think Kale and Caulifla are cool, personally. And I think that people overrate, like, you know, oh, Kale and Caulifla suck, blah, 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 right? They could be cool characters, and at the end of the day, summon for what you want, but this is just my personal advice if you're trying to find the best value in your Dragon Zones. Now we have the AGL Kale and Caulifla EZA upcoming. That actually does release on the 15th, it seems. Oh, almost like choked on my own breath or something. Which is in a few days. This unit's good, I would say overall. They may not be able to flourish. I feel like in like a lot of the red zones, this character is not really able to flourish like they would really like. Maybe Broly, but they didn't even get their dodge against Broly. In my opinion, in Sin Shenron, they could potentially like flourish a little, because that event is, I would say it's a little longer than most of the red zone events. And especially Omega Shenron has a really good shot for them to flourish. You just have to be careful with them early on. They could get, obviously, like turn 1 against Omega, they can get really demolished. But if you're able to get Omega with a lot of debuffs in, then this Kale and Caulifla could be fine, right? Even just turn 1, if they get a lot of defense, they'll take a lot of damage when they get supered. But it wouldn't be a situation where they're like instantly dead. I like this character a lot. I think I like this character more than a lot of people do. They're stacking defense. They can still stack defense quite high, pretty good on like turn 5. They could have well over 500k to 600k defense, and then at that point they got a couple attacks off to build up like some of their dodge, which they would have a chance to dodge enemy attacks, right? If you get this part of the passive, their defense even just goes higher, and they get another additional, right? And then their baseline additional became a high chance to become super. So technically they get still just super 4 times if you get the R&D right against any boss. And in the future, again, if we get a Pure Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan, Pure Saiyan Universe Survival Saga enemy, they'll get another guaranteed additional super, and then they'll do more damage, they'll stack more defense, right? Get more dodge chance, right? It can be really, really good for them. And I think they're a fine addition for Kale, but they just needed to have that early, like, slot 1 viability for Kale, and that's not what they're able to provide. Very fortunate. But yeah, that is all AGL Kale and Caulifla. I think they're good. I think people think that they suck. I feel like misconception all around that Kale sucks, AGL Kale and Caulifla sucks, because AGL Kale and Caulifla didn't provide what Kale needed. That doesn't mean they suck. Kale didn't get what she exactly needed, but that again does not mean that she sucks, right? I just want to really stress that out. Now if we take a look at the celebration, it's very interesting. There's pretty much everything is already on global, right? Area 50, Area 31. I don't know if this is on global. I actually don't know if was that added right now in the global data download. It may have been like literally in this global data download. There's quest stages. I guess I don't know for sure. It doesn't show me if it's on global or not. These stages, unfortunately. I guess I could look up the quest stages real quick here. Did global just get that? No, global does not have area 31. It's possible that later on global could get area 31, right, added to the quest mode stages. That would make a lot of sense here. This will return. These events might return. I mean, we'll see. A lot of this is like April for like the April Fool stuff that global already got. Global already. I think globals might be getting a new super router stage. I think. Yeah, let's take a look here. Global's getting stage 68 super battle road. Which is, what stage is that actually? Stage 68 here. This is the Miraculous Awakening stage here. Okay. They gotta update this. A lot of this is not JP only anymore, huh? That should be just fine. I mean, Miraculous Awakening as a category. Click open, please. Has nice options. And again, got Kale's there. I guess the category is very small, but there is a team. Like, if you have physical God Goku, you could probably fairly easily clear through this without any issues. So that's the thing there. Maybe some people could find issue, but it's a normal Super Battle Road stage, so I don't really think that many people will be able to have to struggle. No World Tournament, I assume, on Global, because it's like right before Worldwide, probably. It's possible, I guess, though, maybe Global gets the next World Tournament. This is already on Global. And then part 2, obviously, is just Super Boo, which was all already on Global as well. So, I don't know, maybe they add stuff to the celebration. We do know that per the missions that are upcoming, we could see right here, Prime Battle Krillin's Prime Battle event is going to be coming out. I guess it's going to be on Global for the Countdown celebration. Maybe it'll be still ongoing in Kale celebration, but Prime Battle Krillin's EZA is coming out. Maybe like, you know, let's say during the Countdown, Global gets World Tournament. It's not impossible to think about. We'll see, but I think it's fine. I don't really have many thoughts on him. He's just a fine unit, right? He's able to do his thing, but I don't know. I think they kind of flopped with the ZZA. Personally, I think he could have been better. But like, he's okay-ish. I don't know. He's still good for World Tournament, but I just don't think that he's good enough, like, of a stacker. Like, you know, his stats are high enough for him to be relevant in like red zone stages, or like, you know, like the Sin Shenron event, Omega event. I just don't see the value of him in those type of fights. Now these are the characters you have to use. Some of the Baba Shop units. The most annoying thing about this is that there's no like all types leader here. So some of the characters you use are gonna not have a leader skill. I think what a lot of us ended up doing is we ended up using this character as a leader. That gave Space Traveling Warriors the buff, so that we have Nappa and Frieza getting the leader skill. Dabura 18, and then Vegeta did not get the leader skill. It's very stupid how they handled this Prime Battle event, and they even had to like nerf the actual like damages that Prime Battle Krillin did because he was too difficult, because some of these characters didn't have a leader skill. Especially like the type disadvantage unit, just really dumb how they did that. I don't think it'll be the same on Global. I think Global will get the nerfed version of the stage most likely, but here's some stuff that will be coming. Just, you know, like the Hidden Potential physical event held up every day, the Extreme Z area. So it seems like, yeah, okay. This, wait, is there, do we see the mission here? I guess we don't see the mission there, but we know that essentially once this ends, this should be when the actual Prime Battle like campaign, no, Extreme Challenge campaign is what it's called. That's when that should start. But that is everything that's coming, except for like we have some missions. This is interesting. This is what it's called. It's Extreme Class Growth Training Mission that does start tomorrow. So there might be some. It says Pulse System. I'm assuming that's Extreme Class, right? There might be some like I see Extreme Class character, Extreme Z Awaken, like interesting. Like what Extreme Class character like is going to EZA during the second half? Maybe I can't think of anything because again there's nothing in here. So maybe I guess we have to see. I don't know what Extreme Class character they could bring out for you to complete that mission. Maybe you just have to farm up like just another free to play and Extreme Z Awaken them again. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. Maybe this could be a hint to future EZA. There's this is coming out again, and that is everything. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.